Street. Now we go to Texas, keeps on playing hide and seek. Hot out of the sun, he's sweating and pain, 'cause his work is never done. Got them cows, and them top days, the horse and just a steaming greasy plate of enchiladas, lots of cheese and onions. Guacamole salad, you get a man from the South Hotel in old downtown. Without a skinny waitress with a smile every time. Yes, I will. I left the $10 on my $10 bill. The horse that was walking me on Main Street in Texas. Ain't never seen her today. She and all the essays and 62 poster. It's almost faded down and it's screaming out a picture. Says John King in town. Oh well. I wrote this song up here in London. On the porch of my house on Church Street. Across from the Presbyterian Church. And behind the Dixie Chicken. Which of course some of you might know is directly across from the campus of Texas A&M University. I mean, how do I know? Some of you might not know that at all. You never got past the front door of the Dixie Chicken. Sat out on that porch and wondered, what are all those people doing over there? Well, I'll figure it out tomorrow. I think I'll have another beer. It took me a while to figure out what those people were doing over there. At least according to all the professors I had. A couple of little Weasley guys in the administration building. They used to send me these notices that said I wasn't doing something correctly. I don't know what it was. Don't worry. There's always Blinn College. I went there. I had to go there. Those little Weasley guys in the administration building suggested that I went there. And I was a little bit discouraged. That's not half of what my dad was. He was flat pissed off. He said, son, nobody's heard of that goddamn school. And I said, well, it's right in there in the B's and listings of schools that you can go to. He got over it though, because, you know, when you go to Blinn College, you don't have to worry about books and stuff like that. They give you a set of crayons. I'm talking about the big ones that are as big as your thumb and you can't break with a ball peen. Little stack of poster board. Yeah. Sometimes, if you were really good, they gave you your own underwear with your name on it. That was very special. And we would get our little blankie out of our cubby every day, and the professor would read us a story. It's sounding better and better, isn't it? It's really going to sound better at the end of this semester. I can handle that. I don't like this 18-hour load I'm taking. I have a limit there at Blinn College. You can only take 1.5 hours. It's awesome. But here's the trick. Over the years, I found out that doctors and lawyers and Indian chiefs and astronauts, famous politicians, famous engineers and architects have all gone to Blinn College. And the only difference between them and myself is they're not stupid enough to tell anybody. The rest of the song's about my landlord, Mr. Jack Boyer. Who would pick me up in the day, in the middle of the day, in his old pickup truck, and roll down the window just enough to be heard, and not enough letting the air conditioning escape. Can you imagine people don't even think about that anymore? They leave their car in the parking lot of the HAB with all 4 windows down and the air conditioning going. I don't know, I never did really get that. I mean, it works out when you're, pushing carts at the HEB, I guess, but otherwise. Anyway, we go out to his ranch and we fix his barbed wire fences. And we would feed his crowbait horses. And we would count his Hereford cross cattle, which I never had the courage to ask him what he crossed them with. Because I was in agricultural college and I knew for damn sure that he didn't cross them with cows. Then we go in his house right about sundown, and his wife would fix us a pimento cheese sandwich. And we would sit down there at that little Formica table and hold hands and say grace, and then he would split that sandwich 3 ways. And afterwards, he'd look up at me and he'd say, Robert King, Robert King. Got some for you, Robert King, Robert King. And I'd get excited because I knew I was going to get paid. And he'd pull out a check out of the top pocket of his khaki shirt. And he'd write there in the pay the order section, he'd write, Robert King, Robert King. They knew me at the bank that way because he's the only person that ever wrote me checks back then. And in the amount section, he'd write $2. Listen, truthfully, I don't care what century you're born in. $2 is not enough money to do anything. And when you try to cash a check for $2, whoa, Nelly. I had this particular little girl that I like to look at. I didn't talk much to her, but I like to look at her at the teller window there. And I'd have to bring that $2 check up to her and slide it over to her and ask her, can you cash this miss? And she'd always look back up at me with this look that I've recognized in so many women's eyes ever since. This look that says, you are the biggest loser I've seen. But it's alright. After a while, I got used to cashing checks for $2. And then what happened, a miracle of miracles, I got in the music business and I cashed $2 checks all the time. So fortunate the weather, gray hair, 7 years of Texas.